Well, here we are. Real quick, it's been it's been a madhouse. We are slowly taking away everything that we have here. We're listing things. We're getting things out there. So I want to welcome you to the channel. Sparkling Lobster here, and I'm tired. I'm stressed, but things are good. We're listing madly. We're putting things on eBay. We've maxed out our free listings for the month. I'm going to try to take advantage of that 50,000 free listings until the end of April. Um, Not sure where that's going to lead. We've only gotten one bid so far last night on eBay. We put a lot of stuff on Amazon last night. Uh, by the way, just real quick, when you're sourcing or if you get a chance to source, welcome to everyone. Real quick, this is a message to the United States Postal Service. I understand there's a lot of issues with the service in itself, and it's important that we pay attention to this. Just a couple things I want to touch on before D's live goes at 9 or 12 o'clock Eastern. The United States Postal Service is in debt, as always, apparently, which I can't say apparently because it probably is. They're currently about 11, I think 11 billion or 11 million or something like that. They're in debt. The Senate's, I think it's billion or million. No, it's not billion. It's million. I'm going to say million. So the Senate's trying to pass a bill to give them a stimulus of $25 million or something to that effect. I don't know. There's a big change heading their way. And that's basically to pay into their pensions. So here's something real quick I wanted to share with you guys that it's just frustrating as all heck, but I'm still going to pursue it. I have it on my list of things to do. And let's get into it. So recently, I sold some spices to an individual in the Midwest, and I sent it first class. I sold it really cheap just to get it out of here. Wanted to give back as much as I could. I'm trying to diminish my supply from the food category that I have here because dates are coming up on some of the expirations. So I want to stay within Amazon's guidelines. So I just liquidated a bunch of food. So I sold out on one of this particular product that was spices for tacos. So I sent it off and I was doing it by first class because of the weight. So I was only making a few cents on a lot of the products, but on this particular product, I was losing money. Now, I sent it off and it got to the location to the customer, and the customer sends me a message through Amazon and says basically, "Where's my stuff?" question mark. So I responded back as I always respond back to somebody who inquires about their products not being received. Now, in this case, it was first class. So if it's first class under the United States Postal Service and you don't have the priority mail insurance up to $50, you're pretty much on your own and you have to do your own research. I've gotten to the extent in some cases in my very first few months of Amazon, and I've actually called the post office in that area and filed a claim. And they really try to do their best. So I'm going to give the post office service in some cases. In this particular case, it kind of irks me to no end. So apparently, a couple days ago, the item arrived according to the tracking to the individual's location. It said it was delivered at 7:27 p.m. And I told the customer I will look into it. I was very diplomatic. I sent them a copy of the tracking. I said it shows delivered, and I hope that we can resolve this issue. Please consult with your post office and or your carrier regarding the location of your product. Well, the customer responds back to me and says it's your responsibility as the shipper to locate my product. Well, at that point, I got a little irritated and I thought, okay, mofo, I'm just going to go ahead and jump on a plane and go look in the bush for you and see if we can find it. Well, that wasn't the case, obviously. There's some regulations on that. First of all, I want to say good morning to everyone. Fat Girl Sewing, Lexi, Jamie, Kathy. Thanks for coming in, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Eric, what's going on, bud? Thanks for coming by. So here's a little bit of information. So yesterday, as I'm listening and I'm going crazy out here, and today, by the way, we have another birthday. We have a 5-year-old. Okay, that's going to be 5. We're doing an LOL celebration. So I will do a live and show you the cake of the creation of the LOL birthday quarantine party. But yesterday, just just out of spite, I respond, and as I always do with my customers, I do follow ups, and I basically said I saw. I was able to confirm that your item was delivered. Do you do you know its location? And tonight or last night, as I woke up early this morning, the customer responded and said it was just delivered. It's amazing and it's frustrating to see that the post office would do that. So they would mark it delivered, and then all of a sudden, 2 days later, it shows up at the location of the residence. How do I pay you? And I responded like this. I thought about it for a minute. I thought about sending him my PayPal information and have him send me the $7.02 that he owes me. Now I thought, yeah, maybe not such a grand idea, because then I thought the eBay policy too, like you're not supposed to coordinate or make deals outside of the platform like that. So I thought, okay, I only paid 99 cents for the item. It cost me like $3 to ship it. So at the end of the day, with fees and everything, I'm lucky to make a couple bucks. So I thought, you know what? I sold enough of it. I'm good. I think what I should do. Hey Jeff, how are you? Hey Nate, what's up? Nate, this is in response to that Instagram message I sent you. So here's what happened. So I send I send the customer back an email and I said, you know what, dude, please report this to your postmaster. Make sure that they're aware of the situation and how they're operating. And also, to feel free to contact Amazon with feedback. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your business and be safe. And that's how I handled that case. I figured at this point, the feedback that I would get for the customer service that I provided is going to pay off in the end, and it's going to give me an extra positive feedback, which is good. I'm already at 100%, but why not get another one out of it? It's a time where I need the money, but is it really that important to get a couple dollars? Because in the same hand, at the same time, with all the hard work that I've been doing overnight and early into the mornings, I've managed to make that 1,000 times over. So I'm not worried about what's going to happen to this case. I'm going to consider this a done deal until I knock it off my list, because then I'm going to pursue, even though it's first class and there's not a lot of what do you call it? Uh, Whatever it is. I can't really go back and say, I can't think of the word right now. Replication? No. Anyway, I haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, it's like, it's right there. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to contact the post office and tell them in a nice letter of what happened and how they're handling it. Now, I understand. I think it would give me gratification to write that document in the feedback per that order and say, I understand during the circumstances that things are happening and people are overworked and things of that nature. And I appreciate the fact that the post office took it upon themselves to mark it as delivered so that it meets the Amazon deadline, if that was the case. But in this case, I'm thinking it cost me money. That the post office made money and they just kind of delivered it at their own leisure. Now, I was just talking to a courier that was temporarily filling in for mine the other day, and he's, I guess, out sick or whatever the case may be. So he was saying, I had to do my route, then do another route. So, I understand there's a lot of pressure going on, and it's really disturbing to me that if this continues, I mean, it's just going to cause even more trouble. So I was not pleased with the outcome of that. But hopefully, at the end of the day, I will be able to uh, express myself to the post office regarding the situation. I am covered under the Amazon shipping buying shipping program service or whatever it's called. So I can get my money back through Amazon. I am having a hard time trying to go into Seller University and look up that information and how you're supposed to get it back. I did send and report the message to Amazon with a small little explanation below that the item was shipped, delivered, and then refunded in the order. And the reason I refunded it prior to the customer complaining about it is because they will do an A to Z claim or an INR, item not received. I didn't want any of that on my record. So I just immediately, because it was such a small, minor amount, I immediately just sent him a refund. Now, here's another story. So last night, again, I get someone who's complaining about a product that they bought. And this baffles me. Okay, so I reused a listing that was on Amazon that had no inventory available. And I put this product online. And there was only I think 7 items I had. And I sold out immediately. But I was charging $14.99 for this one item, 18 and a half ounce can of soup. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't making any money on that because the majority of those 6 of the 7 items went to the East Coast. And that cost me like $9.56 per box, 7 by 7 by 7. And the items cost me $3.69. And I was charging $14.99. And Amazon was hitting me up for $1.20 per item. So I get an email from the lady. She says, she called me a loser and a thief. She goes, I can't believe I'm paying $14.99 for a can of soup. And I broke it down. I said, look, it costs where you live. It cost me, and it was here in California, that one. It cost me $8.02 to send her a can of soup. That cost me $3.69 and $1.20. I think at the end of the day, I made $2.08. I made $2.08. I was trying to get rid of the product. So she was going back and forth. Like within a 20-minute period, she just bombarded me with like emails. I was like calling me all kinds of like loser, thief, da da da. And I just said, you know what? I'm sorry that this happened. Sorry you misunderstood. What I wanted to tell her, and this is for entertainment purposes only, I wanted to tell her that maybe you should open your eyes and look at the ad because it does say 18 and a half ounce can. It doesn't say pack of 2, it doesn't say pack of 4, it doesn't say 12. It says 18 and a half ounce can. 1, Kelly. 1. Okay. Enjoy your soup. Okay. But anyway, it is what it is. So I refunded her money too. Just to save face. I'm waiting for her response though. But I was very diplomatic and I was trying to be as professional as possible because the minute you retaliate and you express yourself on paper with something like that, Amazon's going to come down and give you the hammer. So from what I wanted to say, I mean, I really had to put my filter face on for that one. So, there's going to be, it's the cost of business. I get it. So that's that. Let's see. Oh, one more thing before we go. So with all this hard work, we started Macari, by the way. We got Macari's doing a promotion until the 29th. So you've got 2 more days. If you start an account with Macari, they're not paying for this, by the way. You can list up to 3 items. I think it is 3 items. You get $5 coupon for shopping. If you list up to 10 or more, you can get get a $20 coupon to shop on Macari. So that's a good opportunity for those that are out there, especially in my situation. Every little penny counts. Now, here's the thing. This is what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I lost $14.99 on a can of soup that I wasn't making money on anyway. And then I lost a little deal with some spices that I sent. There's some products that go up and down. I'm gonna show that to you here in a minute. But then I made it up with the Macari thing. So I'll find something or a couple things that I can get and use towards that transaction. I'll get my money back. at the end of the day, and that's how Amazon works. You sit there and you look at products, you're like, how are they making any money on this one item? Well, think of all the other tens of millions of things that they sell, and all the fees they collect and things like that. So there you go. But let me show you something that I sold. I bought this product at CBS. It was in the back, and it was in the adult diaper section. Now, I always thought adult diapers would be a hell of a good product to sell, because who's going to want to go to the grocery store or the pharmacy and buy products like condoms and diapers and things of personal stuff. You know what I mean? Um, I even feel uncomfortable buying tampons, and even knowing that the society is looking at me going, "Why is he buying tampons?" Well, I go with a cart full, because the fact cats are popping the balloons right now scared me. Um, so I buy products that people don't feel comfortable buying, and I put them online. Now, I was looking last night on eBay just to see where the market was, and I got an idea, but I was like, wow, it's really saturated over here. So I was like, let me just, because I always check, I'll scan a product and check it on Amazon. And when I bought these, I was restricted. And then I said, well, I'll just put them on eBay because I'm getting such a good deal there on clearance. So let me show you what I bought. And I sold last night. I put it out last night. And we got two. Let's see. Yeah. So about a year ago, I'd say a little less than a year now. Maybe it was about a year. I got these at CVS. They had a coupon right here, and I even used that when I purchased them. So there's two of these. These are the Depend Real Fit Large, Extra Large, Maximum Briefs. Okay, I do believe these are uh, disposable. I don't know. It looks like it is, but these are things that people need, and I put them on Amazon for $32.99, and they sold in Canada for $47 and change in Canadian loons. So the transaction was with shipping and everything, 117 and change in Canadian money. So that the going rate, the buy box at the time for these larges were like 30, I think $32, and there was only two people on there. So when I scanned it and I looked at it and it had a very decent sales rank on it, I thought, wow, that's interesting. So the gates have opened in some products that I was gated in about a year ago. So if you're considering doing Amazon, I highly recommend taking time with it, getting products on there that you can sell, and not being stressed about things that you want to make a quick buck on, because the time that it takes to allow Amazon to have you sell products is, I'm going to say, about a year. It's not for everything, but some things. I think what it is like if you scanned a product, maybe the bot kind of like registers all the request approvals, and it says, okay, he's trying to sell, or they're trying to sell this product, and then over time, based on your sales performance, it opens it up for opportunities for you, and especially during this time, because things are so limited. And these are selling for 39 something at CVS, so we were well under the cost of the goods for someone to have to go to the store. So there you go, open it up, and the Canadians are spending money. Thank you, Canada. Eh? So how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I see Lisa and Rob. I appreciate everyone coming in today. This is awesome. Sunny's in here, Lance Wreck Picker. So I hope that you guys are staying on top of your shipping and tracking. I think the procedure that took place recently with the post office is ludicrous. And here they are trying to get like 25 million more dollars or whatever the hell it is. The Senate's trying to pass it through, but today is the mortgage stimulus bill that's going to be released. It will address property owners with 1 to 4 units, like a complex with 1 to 4 units in it. If you're federally funded, you're going to be okay. You can file for a forbearance. If you have five or more units within one complex, I think you might have some issues there. There also there's something in there that's going to benefit myself in my situation with the evictions during this time. Everything is put on hold until July 1st, federal law. So that's going to be, or if it hasn't already been signed today, it's 800 and some odd pages. So stay tuned to that. If you're in a situation where you need to pay your mortgage, chances are 98% or so of us, or some of you, are with an institution that's backed by the federal government. You'll be covered. What that basically will allow you to do, though, is to take. You'll still owe it. Don't get me wrong with that. You'll still owe it, but they'll just take that amount and put it at the end of the loan. You still will have to pay interest on it, but you are not allowed to be feed or get fees for that month or that duration of time. So there will be three options, I think, to pay it back. Because if you look at it, I mean, just imagine if you had to pay your mortgage for 3 months and you don't have a job to pay it, or your work has been cut back or whatever. In my case, also, we finally got our letter the other day, and it's not signed. Look at that. It's not signed. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why didn't you sign it? It's a contract. You're ending the contract. You didn't sign my paper. I don't know. Who knows? But with the time frame that they are allowing, I think it's July 1st. Federal taxes, you have until the 15th of July to get your taxes done. So there's a little bit of time there. We got plenty of time. I've noticed a lot of people that I've called recently that I know or work with are all kind of like in this huge circle. Everyone's cleaning, cleaning out their garage, cleaning their house. So, this is giving me time to kind of get a little bit more room in here. Uh-oh, I could definitely, like stretch out a little bit. It's well needed. But hey, anyway, if you guys are looking for Easter eggs, I got plenty of them. Got some right there, and I think some more around here somewhere. So what we've got going now is we started our Macari box. It's right there. So we've got I think 12 items in there now. We're just kind of playing around with it and see what's going on. It's like 10%. Some of the items I did free shipping with Macari, but the other items I figured, you know what, I'll just do my own shipping. I'll just pirate ship. You can easily do that. That's something that as a reseller you should probably know how to do things and kind of gauge what prices will be for certain. Oh, going back to the 3 month thing. Hold on. Hmm. I hate instant coffee, but because since the coffee maker was accidentally broken, not by me, yeah, she's trying to get at me little by little. Um, what's going to end up happening is, at the end of that time, if things pick up, you will be held responsible for making your payments. But you'll have options to either pay it up front, which I don't think too many of us will be able to do if that be the case. Number two, you'd be able to probably pay it over time, obviously. So you'll have to add installments or whatever the case may be. And I forget the third reason. Third reason is like you could just walk away from it, but make sure that you notify and give proper notification prior to all of the institutions that are granting you relief. Okay, whether it be your landlord, whether it be your bank, just don't assume that this is going to take effect. You need to let them know, because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? Your credit's going to get screwed. I guarantee you that. Okay, they're just kind of buying us some time right now, and if you don't take care of it now and be proactive about it, you're going to get smacked in the ass at the end. I swear to God, it's not going to be good. I learned this lesson many, 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 many years ago when dealing with credit. Just trying to ignore it, and it has definitely later on in life, it definitely will come back to you, and you'll be screwed. I had that happen to me about probably 10 years ago, and it still haunts me today. So just remember, don't take it for granted. be responsible, take it from me. Okay. Someone who at one point all he wanted to do was party and stay up late all night and hang out with the girls and didn't want to list on eBay because eBay wasn't even the thing back in the 90s before I was in the military. I was like, no worries, man. I'm good. You know? Yeah. No. I wish I could turn back time. If I could turn back time, I would find a way. There you go. That's my karaoke for this morning. It's still early. I don't even know why I'm even doing that. Let's see. So the things I got to do. We're going to follow up on that return for the post office with Amazon and the postal. We're trying to figure out how. I don't know if anyone knows, but does anyone know about this stimulus bill about pumping $2 trillion into the economy? Does anyone know how they're going to do that? That's one of the things that I have time to research. So if anyone knows that, please share in the comments or in the chat because I'd like to know how they're going to dish that out to people so that everyone supposedly, and maybe they're not even going to give it. I don't know. I have no clue. I know that's the plan, but I'm just curious to find out. Like, there's going to be people missed. I remember back when I think it was Bush was giving that stimulus package, and it was like $600 or whatever. I never got one, so I don't know what the heck happened to that. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things I was supposed to do yesterday, I only accomplished 2 things. I sent an email to my HR department, which I got a response back immediately saying that they were on spring break. Regarding my sick leave, I was researching that in the state of California. I need to find out if it's called PTO, which is paid time off, which is a combination of sick leave and vacation time. In the state of California, you could actually get that reimbursed back to you. It's just how they word it. And I'm pretty sure they probably worded it sick leave. And if that's the case, I'm probably not going to get it. But what I'm trying to do is here's what I'm trying to do. Because of the amount of hours, and I'm going to leave here shortly because Dee's coming on. In the amount of hours that I work weekly, I cannot work for that organization more than 25 hours a week. That's by direction of the school district. Now, I typically work about 6 to 7 hours a day, 3 days straight. So you're looking anywhere between 18 to 21 hours. So there's a gap there of about 3 or 4 hours that I could take advantage of. Now, under the sick leave law of California, it states that if I want to take 2 hours or 3 hours off, then I can do so. And the employer has to comply. So what I'm thinking is I got about 40 hours, excuse me. I got about 40 hours that I can consume. Now, what I want to do is I'm trying to contact, and I've notified my supervisors. I want to exercise my sick leave because what they're going to do for us is they're going to pay us for the time we would have worked up until the 10th, I believe. It says effective at the end of your assigned schedule during the week of April 6th 10, 2020. So if I'm scheduled to work that weekend and this upcoming weekend and the past weekend, I figured if I can get 2 to 3 hours a day, that's 6 hours. Okay. At the minimum, that's 9 hours max. So by the time the 6th and the 10th hit, I could consume my sick leave that I have balance of. I might have a remainder, but at least I'd be getting paid for the full 25 hours. You see what I'm saying? 25 hours for the weekends. So I'm trying to pursue that because from my understanding of the law, I have that right. And why not, right? I'd be turning away free money. So I'm working on that, and it's very hard to do. And I was really upset with this letter that they finally sent over. Notice of termination of short-term hourly assignment. Okay, it's a memorandum, so it probably doesn't need to be signed. I have to look at this, but it was. Let me just read to you what it says. So it's to me from them, my supervisor representing the department, and it says notice of termination of short-term hourly assignment. Okay, we got 6 minutes. Effective at the end of your assigned schedule during the week of April 6th through the 10th of 2020, your assignment as an hourly employee will be terminated. That's pretty much it. Because then after that, it goes, should you believe you qualify for unemployment? Really? Should you believe? Damn right, I believe it. Unemployment benefits. Please contact the unemployment department. Hmm. So nice to hear those sweet words. After all that hard work of doing what I did and the knowledge that I gained and the respect that I gave and the respect that I earned, I started as a student worker and managed to work my way up to middle management. Now, it was kind of like every other weekend or so, but I handled my business. I could do any job in that department, in that facility, with my eyes closed, except for the fact that I hated to go into the water, even though I love the water. There's a fear that I have of depth, so I'm being transparent about that. I love to swim, but my size, I float. To be honest with you, but it's vital that we have the people that we had because they had credentials, they had these certifications, and because of the fact of the action of what has happened from the state, I'm not blaming the institution. It's not their fault. They have their hands tied. But what they could have done, what they should have done, is forload us. And we're pretty much in that mindset. We're wired already to be in that mindset because we're seasonal. Like, okay, guys, here's the deal. Due to the circumstances, um, we're going to have to put this on hiatus for a bit. We're like, okay, good. We understand. We get it. We're going to struggle just a little bit longer. We're immune to that already. I've been doing it for 5 years. I got it. But the amount of time that it's going to take to rehire everyone again, and if they project that classes are going to resume in the fall, this is going to be a serious issue for that institution. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll do a follow up on this. I wouldn't be surprised if that facility ends up closings, closing its doors. So I feel bad for the people that were let go because there's a lot of experience that you just had that you probably may lose. At least I would say 40 to 60% of those the manpower. And then you look at the supervisor and the other office help that's there. Uh, if there's no lifeguards there for the students, and they have to rehire and recert people, there's really going to be some serious issues. I wouldn't be surprised if they close it down. I wouldn't, and that's just being my own opinion on that. And I think the decision is made. It is what it is. The college has their hands tied about it. It's coming from direction from the governor, so they got to comply. I get it. I'm not blaming anyone except for the dude in China who maybe ate something he shouldn't have ate. I don't know. But it's tough. It's tough, you know. One night of partying, and look what happened. It kind of reminds me back from when I was in my 20s. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go because D's coming on, right? It's Friday. Friday! I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to my little rant. Pay attention to the post office. Make sure you follow up with your customers, whether it be on Amazon or eBay. Stay in tune with that because I'm sure at this time too, it's stressful for them. You're going to take a loss. That's the part of the business, and I get it. And it's frustrating because I need the money just as much as the next guy. But at the end of the day, that one guy who was pissed off because he didn't get his taco seasoning is now probably going to be a very loyal customer of mine. If not, hopefully, he will give me good positive feedback. That will gain me more customers. One customer tells 10 people, there you go. We've heard that one before. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, be good to yourselves, and keep the hustle going. I love you. Take care. I'll see you guys later. I'll be on later. I assure you that. Hey, and if you're watching this on a pre-recording made this far, you're awesome.